Knicks hit the Rose Garden for the final game of the West Coast trip with Dame Dollars and Cam Reddish awaiting. But you hear the music, so it was not a Cam Reddish revenge game, although it looked to be because the Knicks shot out the gates a little bit slow. Blazers had it going early, but it was a tale of two halves because in the second half, the deuce was loose. Josh Hart was all heart. IQ, RJ, Julius, a complete team effort led the Knicks to a 123-107 victory against the Portland Trail Blazers, capping off the West Coast trip going 2-2, getting a much-needed win to maintain their pace in the playoff race and to get it done without their floor general, Jalen Brunson, man. Great win by the team. Complete team effort. And the Knicks get it done, man. 123-107. Great job by this squad, man. Great job. Because when the game first started, the way they were looking, you know, one of the things you want to see first is, does Julius maintain his first quarter dominance? Didn't have it. Picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter, surprisingly. A lot of turnovers in the first quarter by the team. 6 turnovers by the team. Not much ball movement. Shots weren't falling. Knicks very much looked like a team that was on the last game of a road trip, ready to come back east. They just did not have it. They had Matisse Thybulle looking like Klay Thompson out there early in the game. I was ashamed. However, things got going. You know, Knicks were down by 6 going into the second half, and they started off the half, and Dame started going again, and he was cooking Grimes. Let's be real. My guy Grimes had a tough night with Dame. You reach, I teach. He was schooling Grimes the whole game, just being a vet. But when Deuce McBride came into the game, things started changing. His effort on Dame was impressive. He had one play where Blazers were trying to get out in transition. He deflected a pass. The pass still got to Anthony Simons, and then he blocked Simons' dunk attempt. That was the type of time Deuce McBride was on tonight, and it was infectious.
And he got up.
Oh, he got up. He got up. Deuce McBride with a career high, 18 points, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 4 of 5 from downtown, 6 of 8 shooting from the field. And look, man, this is the type of effort, this is the type of output that will keep Deuce McBride on the floor when the team needs him. He was absolutely dynamic on the floor and every bit of a player of the game. But my pick for play of the game was actually, and Deuce had a fantastic game. Career high, he was great. I thought it was Josh Hart. I thought it was Josh Hart by a little bit. Returning to Portland because the Knicks offense had no flow to it. They were lifeless. They were cooked. When Josh Hart came into the game, he became the point guard. Playmaking for his team. Josh Hart, 16 points, 8 assists, 3 steals, 9 rebounds, 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown. He was all over the court, man. Did everything that this team needed from him. And you could feel it. You could feel it. Like his effort level, outside of Deuce, Josh Hart's effort level was just better than everyone else's. And I felt like those two guys, Hart and Deuce, really galvanized this team because, like I said, this team really looked like a team that was ready to come home.
The second unit really shined today. I was just so impressed because you look at that first unit, Quickly wasn't really being aggressive. He didn't attack the paint. He was deferring to Julius. You mentioned how Grimes was just flustered trying to guard Damian Lillard in the first half. Julius Randle was just not himself. Mitch was struggling with Nurkic. It was a rough outing. But then you get that second unit comes in there, and then next thing you know, it's a game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think at some point they brought it down to even 6 within the second unit. With McBride, Obi, those guys were just cooking. RJ with the second unit because he was being aggressive, man. I think he went 7 for 10 in the paint tonight. He continues to finish well in the restricted area. And so when you have RJ being able to attack downhill, yeah, McBride giving that infectious energy on defense, Josh Hart coming in there looking to push the pace and attack in transition. We're talking about the second unit. Even in the fourth quarter, that second unit like busted the doors open.
Yeah.
That's who won it for this team, because it wasn't going to be Julius. It wasn't going to be Julius tonight, even though he had his moments, as you said, in the second quarter. Julius was struggling. You see that he was exhausted out there. He couldn't find his rhythm, and you really had to rely on the second unit. If we don't have that second unit, this game is much different.
Big time.
You're looking at Dame Lillard. We're talking about how Dame just dropped 40, and we're out here like, wow, this road trip was not successful. But we're talking about 2-2 on a West Coast trip without Jalen Brunson. This team stepped up when we needed them to.
What's up, man? I just wanted to say earlier on halftime, I called in. Hey, hush. I called in on halftime and I said we had a 7.5 chance. 7.5 out of 10 for us to come back and win. We're only down by 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was important for us that we kept the young people in there, man. It was very important because Randall by himself, unless he has Brunson in there, we don't get the full potential of Randall. He can't play Mech and let these guys get the ball as well. He starts taking unnecessary shots, and it's just not the full potential of Randall. Young dudes have to be in there more often. I hope the next couple of games before the playoffs, Tibbs get to see the bench play more often because we have a lot of potential. We don't have any star power per se, but that's a strength in a way because who are you going to defend? Anyone could have a hot game at any moment, and it's a really good thing to see.
I mean, for me, this was a good team win. This is the game ball goes to the New York Knicks for me. It's about the front of the jersey tonight. You know, I just hear the caller, he shouted out Tibbs. I'm going to just shout out the whole organization from top to bottom because we doing everything that we supposed to be doing. We in the top 5. We looking good, and my future sight is I'm looking at the playoffs. I'm looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they got 28 wins against the conference, but 12 of those wins is against a division, and most of those wins is against teams like Detroit, Chicago, Indiana. The Knicks played against way tougher teams, man. We ready for them, man. We played good on the road, so I'm just looking at the 5 spot, and I hope that we stay right entrenched in that 5 spot because that's where we need to be. We right in our sweet spot. Everything is clicking. We get Brunson back. We gonna be looking good. Go Knicks. And one more thing, CP, I gotta point this out, you know, because I was like actually on this show, and I was like predicting that the Knicks would draft my boy, you know. Deuce McBride. I was like probably the first person to mention his name on this very show. So it's good to see my boy cooking up and doing good. You know, Cam Reddish, Cam Newton, Campbell soup. It didn't matter. The Knicks saw food we ate, man. Let's go Knicks, man. Let's get it, man. Playoffs here we come.
That's how you end it. That's how you end it, man. Shout out to Jay from East New York, man. Long time listening, long time caller. All right, man. We got a nice layover, a couple days off. We'll have the content is still rolling. We got game of the week, Knicks Nuggets preview. We got 2 interviews getting ready to drop and a couple more on the way. Stick with us. Trust and believe, man. We are rocking straight through to the end of the season whenever it ends, man, because this Knicks team is rocking. So, Al, great show again, and we'll chop it up tomorrow, man. Peace.